My skin looks really pretty. Welcome back to another Foundation Friday video. So today we're going to be doing a Foundation Friday, a foundation review of the new TOTY Ilumina CC Cream from Sofia Vergara. This is a brand new makeup line from Sofia. TOTY is driven by science and innovation with a comprehensive approach to sun care that preserves the health and beauty of your skin. So Sofia Vergara designed TOTY as a SPF focused skincare slash makeup line. She came out with quite a few products actually for her first official launch. It looks like the brand came out with the Illumina CC Cream, which is what I am going to be trying and doing a wear test of today. And then they also came out with the Solaria Mineral Antioxidant Sunscreen with serum of SPF 50, as well as the Illumina CC Creamy Compact with an SPF, I can't talk, SPF of 50. All the products in here have an SPF of 50 or more. And then she also came out with a Solaria infusion as well. So today we're going to be trying the Illumina CC Cream from TOTY Beauty, T-O-T-Y, not T-A-T-I, TOTY Beauty. And TOTY CC Cream comes in 15 shade variations. It retails for $42. It says that it has the highest protection, the perfect coverage, and a daily dose of antioxidants. It's medium to high coverage with a radiant finish. It has a broad spectrum SPF 50 mineral sunscreen plus a proprietary antioxidant blend that protects your skin from sun damage and common signs of aging to support your skin's health and preserve your bellezza. Bellezza? I don't know. Adaptive pigments deliver high to medium coverage for a natural luminous finish that leaves you glowy in and out. Full coverage, daily sunscreen, imperfection corrector, and a dark spot concealer. So this claims to do a lot of things. I got the shade 1N, which is a fair skin tone with neutral undertones according to the website. It does have a little pump on it, and this is metal. A little bit about my skin tone and about me. I am 34 years old, so I'm in my 30s. I live in upstate New York, and I have combination skin from dry to oily. So it depends on the weather outside, whether or not my skin is going to be on the more oily side or on the dry side. So usually in the summer months, like what we're in right now, usually my skin tends to lean a little bit more normal to oily. I get oily in my T-zone, so keep that in mind. So I do get oily in certain spots around my face. So like my T-zone, around my nose just a little bit, and then also on my chin I tend to get oily. I do not have any dry patches right now as far as I know, and I also do have hyperpigmentation, so I do have kind of like blotchy spots, like you can see like on my cheeks. Not a lot of blemishes either. I don't really have a lot of breakouts. I do have one little imperfection on my nose and one on my cheek. So that is the kind of skin condition we are dealing with today. As far as the weather outside, it is a balmy 80-degree day. We are actually experiencing some very poor air quality right now, so the air quality is not great. I think it's at an index of like 150, which means that you should not be outside right now. So that can also affect the way my skin performs today. So just keep that in mind when we do this foundation wear test, and I will try and keep that in mind as well when you guys are hearing my thoughts. All we have on my face is a SPF, and honestly, if I were going to be wearing this, and the whole purpose of purchasing this product is because it comes with an SPF, it's supposed to have a great coverage, and it's mineral, which means that it's going to dry down really nicely. At least that's my expectation. So I'm hoping for a really great product. As you guys know, I've been trying a lot of skin tints, serumy skin tints lately, with and without SPF. And I have yet to really find one that I absolutely am just like in love with, that I know I'm going to go to on a daily basis, especially with the summer being here, like it's here, and I still haven't found one. Let's shake this up. We're going to do two pumps, and it looks like it's pretty thick in consistency. This does look like it's going to be a little bit of a light skin. Ooh, that's going to be really light for me. I'm gonna look like a ghost. And typically, I don't have problems with shade matching myself. I am fair. I thrive with either a neutral or a cool undertone because I do have pink in my skin. But it looks like this one's just a little bit, it's a little bit too light, which, I mean, that's okay. That happens to me every once in a while. If anything, it'll really match well in the wintertime. But, okay, so we're off to a fairly interesting start. I'm gonna do this side with a beauty blender. I'm gonna shear out that side with my finger. I'm gonna see which way works better. With a beauty blender, it will shear out a lot more with that product because it's like absorbing it, but also tapping it into your skin. So keep that in mind. And typically with like a skin tint or anything like that, I try like all sorts of ways. I try with my fingers, I also try with a brush, and I typically apply a lot of my foundations with a beauty blender because I just find it gives more of a natural coverage with my skin. This is layer number 1 on this side. It did melt in really well. You can't tell that it's on at all. I actually don't feel like it provided any coverage at all. And typically when a foundation is just a little bit too light for me, see, that's a little bit better. When a foundation is typically too light for me, I tend to look pasty pale, and like you can see if it's a medium coverage, like you would be able to tell that I have it on. So with a beauty blender, you can't tell at all that I have it on. I don't really feel like it did anything different over here. It might have brightened on the under eye, but on this side, let's see. And with it having such a high SPF concentration, I'm also going to be looking for a white cast, which, oh my gosh, like I don't know if I'm going to be able to really determine if it has a really bad white cast or not because like it's a little bit too light for me. But we're just going to apply this side with my finger and we're going to see. So it did melt in pretty well over here. Okay, let's try the forehead. Let's see. I do have some fine lines up on my forehead, like especially in between my eyebrows and then also on my forehead. So if it settles into that, which I typically have a problem with SPF or any kind of serum-y foundation, like settling into my fine lines, this is supposed to be made for like aged skin. So if it does not settle well into my 34-year-old skin, we got a problem. I'm seeing that it clung to, I have like a blemish right here. So it clung to this really bad. Don't like that. Where it is on my chin, it's clinging just a little bit funny on my chin as well. On this side that we applied with the beauty blender, I don't see that it's actually clinging to anything funny, but definitely on this side because it's more like it's more concentrated, I see it clinging a lot more. So we're going to go over the beauty blender side again, and I'm actually just going to use the beauty blender to even out everything so it looks better. You know, like you can tell though, like the shade is way off. Like it did Ghost Staci, not Ghost Staci. I do find that you can tell more on this side of the face that I applied with the fingers that the shade match is like way off. So let's just add another layer, see if this can be built up at all. Usually with a typical medium coverage, I expect it to cover some of my blemishes, not all of them, and it's really going to even my skin tone. And right now, this is giving me like a sheer coverage, like very sheer. It is not high, it's not a medium coverage. Like this is not medium at all. Aside from the shade match, this provides the sheerest coverage. This actually really reminds me coverage-wise of the ColourPop Tinted Moisturizer. That's what this reminds me of. And typically a CC cream is like a medium coverage. This is not medium coverage at all. I'm actually going to add my Bare Minerals Original. This is technically it's a powder foundation, but we are going to use this sparingly across my face just to set everything in place. We're adding that SPF in. I did the same type of thing with the Tula Skincare. So we're gonna spray and set down TOTY first. Then we're gonna add the SPF from my Bare Minerals Mineral. This is the Mineral Original. And we're just going to lightly dab this like all over the face. And it's also adding a little bit more coverage and kind of dialing back the foundation to like my original skin tone. But look how pretty my skin looks. Setting my face with this. It is a lasting fix from Maybelline. It is honestly a dupe for the MAC Fix Plus, I think. That's my honest opinion. This is from Transluce Beauty. It is a hybrid putty bronzer. I saw this and I was like, okay, we gotta try it because, ooh, it's creamy. Do you guys see that? That is creamy and like it feels creamy. And let's take a look at the shade because if it's a hybrid putty bronzer, it's going to be cream, but then to a powder finish, which means it's going to finish really nicely. The shade that I have is fair. That's pretty. I like the way it melted into my hand. Now, Transluce Beauty is owned by Becky G. She is a makeup artist and she is over, she is on YouTube as well. And this is her brand. It is cruelty-free, Sleeping Bunny certified, vegan friendly. This does have a shelf life of 24 months. So we're going to try this. Because this is a putty formula, I'm going to take my LYS Beauty Sculpting Bronzing Brush. Love this brush. We're just going to layer this on top. I like the way it felt on the back of my hand when it had like a powder finish. I'm liking the way that it's laying down now. I saw Taylor Wynn try this, and I actually picked this up before Taylor Wynn put this in her video. I've just been meaning to try it. You know, I was like, I picked that up. I got that bronzer, and I was like, I've been meaning to try it too because a hybrid bronzer goes on like a cream, dries down like a powder. So I'm expecting it to be very blendable, pigmented, but also melt into the skin like butter and hopefully wear down well throughout the day. Like I said, I did try the blush before. I have been testing this one out, just spoiler alert there. And this is the Ready to Bounce Cream Blush from Transluce Beauty. The packaging is different between these two. This is plastic and this is paper. They both have this one has a magnetic closure. This one has a little clasp. Both come with a full-size mirror. I was expecting the packaging of the bronzer to be like the blush, and it's not. It's the Airbrush Stippling Brush from e.l.f. I love this one because it has the little duo fibers on it, and it's like the perfect way to apply an airbrush like effect on your face with your blush product. Actually, this would be a really great like foundation brush too for like a skin tint like this. So the color that I have is called Out the Door. This combination, that's gorgeous. This is my hot girl summer makeup look with like the perfect product. Like we're going to use the Flower Beauty Spotlight Liquid Highlighter just a little bit, like just a little bit right in here. Is this going to be one of those days where my skin just looks insanely beautiful like all day? All right, we have the eyes done. My mascara is on. So this is what my face is looking like. And I did get a really like more up close look of like the foundation and how everything is sitting on my skin. So let's talk about this real quick before we get into the wear test, because there were some things I was noticing. Right around my nose, it is clinging a lot. So in camera, my face looks fantastic, but in the mirror, not so much. Definitely just around my nose. That's where I'm noticing a lot of the weird wear, is that it's around my nose. I'm noticing a lot of like weird separation and clinginess, and then also down in here as well. So may not be 100% what I'm hoping for, and maybe I just need to use a different base product underneath instead of the Ultra Sheer Serum SPF. Maybe I just need something like my clingy, grippy, can't get enough of it. And I'm just gonna put some of the Bare Minerals like right here, and then also around my nose to hopefully stop it from separating so much. That did help quite a bit around my nose as well. So it's possible that it's just not meshing well with the SPF underneath it. Maybe I just need a regular, like my OG go-to gripping primer. So I'm already determining for myself. I'm going to have to do 2 wear tests with this. One with my SPF underneath, and then one with my like OG go-to primer. So we will do a second wear test. So let's get through this first wear test. Then I'll send you on your way to the second wear test. It just occurred to me. Hi. It's only been like 15 minutes since I came downstairs from, filming. But it just occurred to me, I forgot to let you know what time it was. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're hoping to get in like an 8 to 9 hour wear test this first round, just because I had a lot of stuff going on this morning, lots of chores to do, and just so happens I wasn't able to start my wear test until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's 2 o'clock, and this is the Makeup in Natural Light, just so you guys can see here. And we don't have a very vigorous day planned because of the air quality being so bad today. Hello. It is 11:30 at night. I have been wearing this for 9.5 hours. And let me tell you, it has gone through the ringer. So there was it went through baby kisses. It went through tie-dyeing, as you can see by my fingers here. It went through eating soup, which I got all over my chin. It went through like drinking and snacking and little baby hands and baby kisses and tie-dyeing and just so much like wear, and also through like cooking and using my oven and baking. So it went through the ringer today. And I just took a look in the mirror because I was like, I haven't really been paying attention to how it's been wearing throughout the day. And I just noticed that it did wear down pretty well. And I'm not noticing that it clung to anything super, super funny. Only like there was a little bit of a spot like right in here that I noticed it was a little bit patchy, and then also around my nose. But overall, I have felt like I'm not been wearing any makeup all day today. It's been very lightweight. I have like a powdery, soft finish on my face still, and I still have a little bit of coverage even after wearing it for 9.5 hours. So this is a good wear test for me, I think. And tomorrow we're going to try it with the Power Gripping Primer and do my face again and see how it performs that way. Maybe try and see if we can get a little bit more coverage out of it because it is like super sheer and that I don't like. Say hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. So today we're doing foundation test number 2. I used, can you guys hear her? And Braxton's back here. Braxton. So we're doing foundation test number 2 today. It is 80 degrees outside. We are going to a kid's birthday party outside. Finally, the air quality is a little bit better. So it's about 92 to 95 right now. Last time I checked, it was 92. So kid's birthday party outside, 80-degree weather. I used the same exact product as what I did yesterday. So we used, except for the primer. The primer, I used the e.l.f. Gripping Primer instead of the serum, Neutrogena Serum Sunscreen with SPF 60. I did not put that one on at all today. So it was the e.l.f. Primer, then the TOTY, and then the Loose Beauty. I also did the Bare Minerals, and I also did the Loose Beauty Cream Blush. So basically all of the makeup is the same except for the primer. And today we're going to put it to the test again. Yesterday it did wear down decently well, but I noticed it clung in like certain patchy areas. I did spray my face today with the SPF setting spray, and that's what it's looking like. It was 1 o'clock when I applied it. It is now 1:25, and so it's been about 25 minutes since I finished, since I got the makeup done, and we had to get ready to go. So I'll give you guys some check-ins, and we'll see how this wears today. Okay, so let's talk about this second wear test. I am doing this under my studio lights because I thought it would be easier for you guys to see how this TOTY Skin Tint CC Cream ended up working out for me. And I have to find a mirror. It's late at night. It is 11:30 at night. I have been wearing this for 10 hours. it's been a long day. Let's just take my ABH palette here. Okay, so I am noticing a lot of drying in here. And this is like, didn't even know I had dry patches right in here. All of a sudden they've like appeared. It did wear off on my nose, so there's nothing right here. I don't remember blowing my nose, but I do remember getting splashed in the face quite a bit because we were at a water park and it was raining outside, so it went through the ringer today. The foundation went through a water park, sweating like a pig, getting rained on, kid food and eating and all of this sorts of like activity. It went through like the ultimate ringer today. And I noticed that it's like clinging really bad right in here to like this invisible line of skin that's there. Don't know where that came from. My under eyes look really, really creasy and like old. Like to me, they just look a little bit old. They look more creasy than normal. I usually don't look this creasy. And it completely wore off on my chin. It completely wore off on my nose. And it is settling into the fine lines right here. So it definitely was put through the ringer. And I mean, it doesn't look bad for a lot of the things that it went through today. But some notes that I did have to make were that, like, this foundation is not waterproof. It is not sweat proof. It is not like moisture resistant by any means at all. I started sweating and I was wiping foundation. Like I could see it on my fingertips and it was rubbing off my face onto my fingertips. And it was just, you could see the pigment on my fingers. So I did notice that as well, that it really, it it had a rough time with the heat and humidity today, and for it being a SPF product, I would expect it to have a little bit better of a hold up when it comes to like moisture, because part of the reason why you're wearing something with such a high SPF is because you're going to be outside, you're going to be in the sun. So I did feel it kind of like melting off of my face today at certain points. Like obviously you're not typically getting splashed in the face in the summertime, but you are sweating a lot. And I mean, my skin, like I said, it looks a little bit better than what it did yesterday, but it still went through the ringer today. It's not like completely awful, but you can definitely tell that I got some moisture on my face today. So I think it did hold up decently well. Overall, I think it is a very interesting concept. I find that the shade is a little bit too light for me, so keep that in mind if you are shade matching yourself online. I have a little bit of a warmth to my face right now just because we're in the summer months. So definitely take a look at the description. Like if you're normally a fair undertone, you might want to go with maybe a shade darker because it is a really, really, really light fair shade, unless you were just like ghost sheet white like all year round. So if you guys like this kind of content, foundation wear tests, I do try posting every single Friday, and I hope you guys consider subscribing so I can see you in my next video. Bye!